It's time now for business. Let's say hello to Brian Quinn and a major lawsuit, perhaps a landmark lawsuit against Google.
That's right, Francois. The United States Justice Department and 11 individual states have filed an antitrust lawsuit against Google, accusing it of using illegal monopoly practices to maintain its dominance over rivals in search and advertising. The move follows months of inquiries by both federal and state antitrust investigators. It comes amid similar probes into other tech giants like Amazon, Facebook, and Apple. Observers are comparing the suit to historical precedents against Microsoft and AT&T. The government reportedly seeking, quote, structural relief. That suggests that it might be seeking to force Google to divest some of its key subsidiaries, in other words, break up some of its business. Here in France, the brutal murder of a middle school teacher after he showed students cartoons of the Prophet Muhammad is leading to a wide crackdown on perceived Islamist radicalism. The government now shining a light on social networks as part of the problem. Junior Interior Minister Marlene Schiappa met with the French bosses of digital firms like Google, Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok to discuss how they might contribute to the fight against cyber-Islamism. Here's Schiappa.
Je crois que nous avons à faire face à une nouvelle génération de jeunes qui ne se sont pas radicalisés en allant dans une mosquée radicalisée, en faisant une mauvaise rencontre ou en prison, mais qui se sont radicalisés chez eux, dans leur chambre, tout seuls, face à un écran de téléphone ou face à un écran d'ordinateur. Et là, c'est notre responsabilité collective qui est engagée, et c'est pour empêcher le nouveau passage à l'acte que nous devons prendre ensemble de nouvelles mesures.
Next, London's Heathrow Airport has launched new rapid COVID-19 tests for outbound travelers, with results returned in roughly an hour. The new program is a joint effort by Heathrow, British Airways, Virgin Atlantic, and Cathay Pacific. For now, the test, which costs £80, is only available for those traveling to Hong Kong, which requires arriving passengers to have a negative test. Screening for European destinations is expected to be rolled out within days. It's part of a bid to reopen routes for airlines devastated by the coronavirus. The industry overall has lost hundreds of billions of euros over the course of the pandemic. One of the firms running Heathrow's testing program says the process is likely to become part of the new normal for some time to come.
I think what we'll see over the coming months is we'll see centres like this in airports around the world. We'll start to work with bilateral agreements so that every country can start to understand and approve testing on departure areas from accredited labs. And I think this will just be, as with security screening when it came in the 70s, this will be something that we're going to be living with for the next 6 to 12 months and perhaps beyond.
And we'll wrap up business with a check on the day's trading action. Wall Street gaining after some significant losses in Monday's session. Investors apparently optimistic that a deal between the Trump administration and congressional Democrats on a new economic stimulus package might be reached by the end of the day. The Dow up around 0.6% amid gains in airline and pharmaceutical shares. S&P and the Nasdaq just slightly ahead of it at midday in New York. European indexes mixed on Tuesday as investors fret over record new coronavirus infections on the continent. London's FTSE 100 ending the day just above flatline. The CAC 40 here in Paris finishing down 0.25%, while the Frankfurt DAX closed off nearly 1% in the red. Obviously, some different levels of optimism on whether that stimulus deal may or may not get done over the course of the day. Francois.
All right, Brian Quinn, many thanks for that. We'll have more business news for you later, including the closing word on Wall Street.